It's your boy Luke, back again for another NFL DFS video. This time we have our Week 5 value plays here for the main slate. In this video, using our data-driven approach, we are going to identify the top 6 plays to help you save some salary in your contest this weekend. On top of this short picks video that we have going on right here, we also have my core plays already up on the channel, fades and sleepers coming tomorrow. Of course, we also have our live stream on Sunday morning at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time, where we're going to go over our player pool, ownership rankings, any live Q&A that you have. So make sure to set a reminder and stop by on Sunday morning. But without further delay, let's hop into the value picks here for Week 5. So at number 6, we have Kendrick Bourne, and even $4,000 this week on Draftkings, and he has a very soft matchup against the Houston Texans, who have been one of the worst defenses in the NFL. We expected that before this year. They're definitely in rebuilding mode, but as a result, we have Bourne projected for an even 10 points on this slate, and he's somebody I definitely like as a potential for a high ceiling. He showed plenty of rapport with Mac Jones last week against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He went out there, had plenty of touches on third down, got plenty of yardage as well. And I think as he gets acclimated to this offense, as he gains even more confidence from Mac Jones, I expect that production to just go up and go up and go up. So for Kendrick Bourne at this price tag, I really like his potential. Somebody who could go out there, get you 100 yards and a touchdown, and I wouldn't be that surprised. At number 5, we have Terrance Marshall Jr. of the Carolina Panthers. A little bit cheaper there at $3,600. Also has a very nice matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles. You can see I have him projected for just a little bit less points than Bourne right there at 9.4 points. But Marshall, somebody I love matching up with Sam Darnold. The stack for Carolina going to be a little bit more expensive this week just because of how well they played last week. You have Sam Darnold in the high $6,000 range this time around. But if you want to do that type of stack, if you need the salary savings, pairing up Terrance Marshall isn't a bad idea. You can also end up using him as a buyback for the Eagles stack, which I absolutely love if you guys saw my core picks. But at number 4, we have Tyler Conklin, tight end for the Minnesota Vikings, who is even cheaper than Marshall at $3,500. I definitely like the soft matchup against this Lions defense, but most of all, this is somebody who's going to get plenty of red zone looks. So even though his projected points right now are just at 9, he's somebody who, if he catches a touchdown, is going to blow that out of the water. He's getting more snaps than anyone else on this team at the position. Chris Herndon was signed in the offseason, was expected to get plenty of the red zone looks, but to this point, Tyler Conklin has far outsnapped somebody like Herndon. So definitely like him in this circumstance. He's a little bit more of a sneaky option on this Vikings team. As of right now, people like Justin Jefferson, KJ Osborn, who we'll get to here in a second, and Adam Thielen are outranking Conklin at almost a 5 or 6 to 1 basis in terms of ownership. Wanted to quickly let you guys know about the Patreon page I just set up for the NFL. So just like my PGA Tour projections, if you want access to every player in this week's field in terms of their projected points, their ownership rankings, access to some game theory notes on them, or the Discord to ask me any custom questions that you guys have, make sure to check out the link in the description. Just like my PGA Tour projections, just $1 for the month, so you'll get the projected points for every player in every game for every week, whether it's for Showdown, the main slate. I cover it all. So again, link is in the description. I highly recommend you guys check that out if you want my data for every player in this week's field, not just my top options. And now at number 3 for our values, we have KJ Osborn at $3,800. It seems like DraftKings just won't price the guy where he needs to be. Every single week, this guy ends up being a value play for us. And with this soft matchup against the Lions, which I just talked about with Tyler Conklin, I think he has a relatively high floor as well. So at 10.2 points, love going here for some salary relief. We saw that he has some big play upside as well. There in week 2 had the 80-yard touchdown. In week 1 had over 8 targets. So somebody who can get it done with an explosive play can get it done with his PPR upside as well. So KJ Osborn, a great pick here for some value. At number 2, we have Damien Williams, somebody who's going to be starting this week. We have David Montgomery for the Bears already rolled out. So at $5,600, Damien Williams becomes a great option for value. We've seen him do very well in Montgomery's plays to this point. He's averaged over 5 yards per rush. Has also been very active out of the backfield as a wide receiver. So even though he has a tough matchup against the Las Vegas Raiders, I like going to him. He's cheap enough to where if he goes out there, gets you 18 to 25 points, that is going to be more than enough to make him optimal. And as of right now, have him projected for just under 17 points. All he really has to go out there and do is get you a few catches in PPR or score a touchdown. he's going to be able to get there. But at number 1, our favorite value play on this slate, it is going to be Randall Cobb and even $4,000. He has a great matchup against the Cincinnati Bengals, but even more so, somebody who's overtaken the number 2 wide receiver role for this team. We had Marcus Valdes-Scantling. He's out for at least a few more weeks with a lower leg injury. Allen Lazard has also looked horrible to begin the year. Somebody who last week I thought might break out, but the person who ended up taking up that number 2 role was Randall Cobb, somebody who obviously has a ton of rapport with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, they've played together for over 8 years at this point, and there's a reason why Rodgers really wanted him in the offseason. I mean, he explicitly asked for Randall Cobb, and they went out, delivered within a few days, and you guys are seeing the byproducts of that rapport. So somebody who really just got acclimated week 1, didn't have to go through training camp or anything like that to get a feel for Aaron Rodgers. And this week against the Bengals, I have him projected for 10.7 points, so not going to be somebody who's popping off the boards or anything like that, but at that kind of price tag, that is more than enough to pay it off. And if he goes out there, scores a touchdown like he did last week, or potentially even 2, he could very well might end up optimal. That's all for this week's value plays. Thank you guys for watching. As always, make sure you go ahead and let me know down in the comments who you guys have as your favorite value play on the slate. For me, it's either Randall Cobb or Damien Williams. If you have the salary, I say spend up for Williams, but at $4,000, Randall Cobb looks good as well. But I'd love to hear from you. Let's get some debate going down in the comments. As always, guys, I appreciate the support a ton. If you guys haven't already liked the video, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure you go ahead and do so. And lastly, I'll mention again the live stream that we'll be doing on Sunday morning. That'll be at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time, going over our player poll, ownership, any questions that you have. So bring any one-on-ones, any questions and whatnot. We'll make some lineups, we'll have some fun, and I'll see you then. And until then on Sunday, good luck with any of your lineups, especially for your Thursday night showdown slate, and see you then.